up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the state of the cover all things auxiliary related. That's right. From the dance teams to those stand moments, even to the color guard and the twirlers. We want to give it to you all right here on the State of the Auxiliary. So I hope y'all are back. Now, keep in mind, my co-host right there, y'all, she is on vacation. So we have been thugging it out without her. We had on in part one, you'll know that we had on our Black Fox from PB, Miss Aaliyah Warren, and she did a wonderful job helping us critique, giving her honest feedback, and even disagreeing with me because y'all know he's not always right, okay? We get it wrong sometimes, or maybe we see it from different perspectives. Tonight, I am so excited to be bringing with me along this journey another girl from the Hill. Y'all know we are in Texas, so y'all know PB is definitely one of our choices of schools here if you stay local. And look, tonight we have our guest co-host, friend to the show. She's been on a couple of times. Shamiria Hall will be joining us tonight. She is a former captain and member of the Marching Storm, Twirling Thunder color guard line. And look, baby, she knows the T's. She's also one of the instructors for the last 2 years of Auxiliary the Collegiate Way. So look, y'all know she knows her stuff. Okay, y'all know she knows her stuff, and she's going to be helping to give some of her opinions with us tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and invite on our co-host tonight and let her reintroduce herself to the audience who may and may not know her, and then we're going to get into some things tonight. All right, so y'all give it up for our co-host, our guest co-host tonight, Shamiria Hall, y'all. She is about to come to the stage, and look. Hey, Mimi.
Hi, everybody.
How are you doing tonight, honey?
I'm doing good. How is everyone?
Look, I hope they're doing well. I hope they are doing well.
Y'all doing well as well.
We're going to get into some of the things tonight. So thank you for gracing us with your presence and your time to help us go through our part 2 of week 10, our color guard and twirl line. So really quickly, for those who may not know you, who've not been at one of our camps or has not seen you on one of our previous episodes, give them your version of your introduction and who you are.
Just a little raps. My name is Shamiria, but everyone calls me Mimi. I started color guard around high school. That's when I kind of got my feet wet in it because I was in auxiliary, so I was able to get that experience then. Then when I went to college, that is when I went full-time color guard. And I was on Twirling Thunder, started off as a member, made it as a captain, and then I just started, teaching choreography from then. So that's a little bit of me.
Look, that's a little bit of me.
Okay. Right. I wanted to say it, but I'd be like, I don't know if that's gonna sound a little lame. So I'd be
no, you are totally fine. Look, that would have been real cute. I would have been like, yes. All right, y'all. Real quick before we get into things, let's go over our church announcements. Y'all know we always have a few announcements to go over. All right, don't forget, y'all, to go ahead and register today for the 5th quarter Motion of the Ocean, Coach Clay versus Golden Girl, Coach Cat. Major Ed Count class, November 30th, 2024. That's from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Pre-sale tickets are $15, and it's $20 at the door if you show up. If you're a real one, you'll hit that $20. I'm just saying because y'all know the class is going to be good. It's going to be held at the Duncanville Fieldhouse here in the Dallas, Texas area. In 1700 South Main Street, Duncanville, Texas, 75137. Second floor, Studio 1. And this is going to be good, y'all. Y'all can cash app Quay Nashon 4, or that's QUAENASHUN number 4. And don't forget to put your dollar sign at the beginning. And that's how you'll be able to go ahead and lock it in. Make sure you put your name so they can account for who you are. So name will help first and last. Don't put Twinkie because we don't know who Twinkie is. Okay, we need something that's gonna match your ID. I'm just saying, don't be ghetto in the notes section. Okay, make sure you give it. So the fifth quarter. Make sure you take care of that. Now, remember that, you can continue to book Coach Quay for choreography, prep, audition season. Like, Go to the Light is already in audition season. Y'all know they start real early, okay? They already having their audition prep class. That either is coming or just passed, but I know it's right here. And then, all the things, if you need color guard, you got right here, you got a color guard specialist. Mimi is great at what she do. Okay, and baby, look, you can pay your fee, and baby, you can get the Mimi. All right, and all things will happen. Okay, and if none of them can take care of what you need, baby, look, you could always.
Brandon's choreography is back in business. That's right, the award-winning choreographer Brandon, whose choreography has been filmed on Lifetime's hit TV show Bring It, is back in business. From stand counts, twirling, color guard, and many, many more things, Brandon is available for you. Oh yes, I'm not only stuck to majorette. I can do dance, liturgical, lyrical, jazz, hip-hop, and many, many more things. I even train drum majors. So, hit the QR code today and book Brandon's choreography.
But I still got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. I'm just saying. All right, we are going to go ahead and get into the thing. So our first topic of you know what? I'll tell you that in a moment. All right. Our first topic of the night, we want to quickly talk about the ESPN band rankings. Okay. And so I want to quickly go to our Division I first and look at how they ranked the bands, their top 15 bands in Division I. That's the big band division, okay? We're going to look strategically at auxiliary. And so right now, leading the way in auxiliary, you have North Carolina A&T University ranking number 1, Florida A&M University ranking number 11, but they only have color guard. Jackson State University number 12, but they only have the J6. Bethune-Cookman University at number 8, Norfolk State University at number 8, so they're tied. Southern University at number 2 with the dance only. Tennessee State University at number 3, and they only have sophisticated ladies. I don't know what happened to their color guard line. They just disappeared. Alabama A&M University at number 5, Grambling State University number 7, Texas Southern at number 9, Prairie View A&M at number 6, Alcorn State University at number 19, Hampton University at 4, and Mississippi Valley State University at 15. So that is where, again, the positions that they gave, which adds the points to the point system, which helps their bands rate whatever their bands are going to rate. So with that point ranking, Shamiria, just really quickly, your thoughts. I know you hadn't had a lot of time to look at this, but just when you're hearing some of the way these are rated or ranked, what goes across your mind?
Well, first things first is I wonder exactly what is, what are they scoring when they're looking at this? And also, if it's auxiliary, how is it just like Jackson? That's a dance team. That's not an auxiliary. To me, that's considered a dance team. So that would just be, a dance team, but like an auxiliary, I would imagine it being a group of different, skills that's coming into one. So that's what I'm saying. I don't really know what they mean by auxiliary. I just think that if you have anything, they're just putting it as auxiliary, that extra, piece or whatever. And I'm not really understanding where the scoring has come from, because if we're Prairie View,
that's the overall auxiliary score. They do break it down, just so you know, and I hadn't showed it to you yet because I just wanted to get your feedback there. There is a breakdown from dance and the auxiliary component, and they rank them. This is the overall scoring, how they're doing auxiliary. And I know that with this is the second one they released for October. They did one for September, leading up to their Band of the Year, Battle of the Bands that they do. This is the second year they've done that. And I know that North Carolina and Southern were number 1 and 2 last month, and it looks like they held on to that title this month. And I'm trying to figure out how does North Carolina A&T, who has all the things,
Exactly.
be right above Southern, who only has one of the things?
That's what I'm saying. And that's why I feel like maybe it is a crowd favorite thing also. So
This is adjudicated, apparently. They have band directors and auxiliary team members that are judging. And I know last month, I believe, if I read correctly, one of the judges was Sean Zachary for auxiliary. She was one. And I think there was someone from the Mahogany in Motion from Morehouse Spelman. I want to say they were the two last month. I don't know if it's a rotating table or if it's the same
like,
group of
so what are they grading on? Like, what are they? So are they looking at every field show and saying, okay, based on the field shows, this is who got more crowd performance with their auxiliary, or which auxiliary was,
That's a good question. So here's the
because that's I just don't understand how, again, like you said, how NCAT and then Southern can be in the same auxiliary rating when they, NCAT automatically would be considered fully all the way having everything because they have a true auxiliary team versus Southern, their dancers. So
mhm.
are we talking about how elegant, how nice, how poised they're looking, their outfits, or are we talking about, their technique, who has more of it? Like, what is it? Because I know PV come with the technique. So, I mean, I do see that it's number 6, but I'm just saying, like, what is it that they're looking for? Because I don't know.
Right. So here's what they broke down by dance. Right. So they broke dance, flag, and twirl down into categories for the bands that have them. And so for this month, they have dance as Alabama State being number 1, NCAT number 2, Prairie View number 3, Southern number 4, Tennessee number 5, and they're independent, Hampton number 6, and they're independent, Texas Southern number 7, which I'm not understanding that at all, because they are one of the strongest teams out there right now, field-wise, in my opinion, but that's neither here nor there. Alcorn number 8, Alcorn, I'm sorry. Grambling State number 9, and SCSU or Champaign Girls number 10. That's dance. Flag, here's the rankings. North Carolina A&T number 1. And I would argue with that. They do beautiful work on the field, but there are some color guard teams that truly outguard them. Their presentation by far is one of the best, but there are some guard teams that can outguard them that does way more. And that's just me being unbiased. But I love Gun to Light. But North Carolina A&T number 1, Norfolk State number 2. That's the guards and the Spartan guards and the Silks. Hampton University number 3. Alabama number 4. That's Flashy Flags. Number 5, you got Alabama A&M University, Ladies of Distinction, who to me has actually been doing a really good job this year.
Are those the ones who do this with their flags? Like, they have the big flag. Is that them?
When they're marching, when parade, or in the stands?
In the stands, they got big flags. That's A&M, right?
Alabama A&M. They use traditional poles in the stands. Flags. Yeah, they are really, really good. I love it.
We had a battle against them. I think it was in 2017 or 2016. It was really lit.
I believe it. If it was 2016, I remember that battle, baby. That's one of my favorite battles.
Yes, that battle was
PV. One of my favorite battles ever for PV.
Prairie View and battle.
Oh yeah, that was a gym battle. Yeah, I don't do that no more.
Yeah.
That was a good battle. Prairie View number 6 in color guard, Toiling Thunder. Ocean Wave number 7. Florida A&M University Flag Corps was number 8. North Carolina Central University number 9, and then number 10 was Golden Silks. And I feel like Golden Silks has actually done a really good job. So I'm really shocked at number 10. They have they're like 25 girls deep. They're bigger than PB, I want to say, this year. And they've been doing a really good job, in my opinion, as far as presentation. At least as far as field. Now, stands is another story. Majorette top 5, you had North Carolina A&T University with Twirl. I would disagree with that. Hampton number 2 in Majorette, and I don't see how, because Hampton out twirls everybody. Those girls actually go to twirl competitions, and they are national title holders.
Yeah.
So I'm confused in that ranking by far, but that's neither here nor there. Number 3, Grambling State University. Number 4, that's what's her name? Tatiana, something like that. Number 4, Howard, which again is another strong twirl team. They do really good twirling. And number 5 is Tiana from South Carolina State University.
I didn't know Grambling had twirlers.
They have one now. This is her second year. It's just one. She's her second year. Last year was her debut year. This is her second year.
She was at the Grambling PV game?
No, she didn't perform this year. I think she performed last year. She did not perform this year. And we couldn't understand why. She performed the game before and the game after. She didn't perform PV. She didn't do Cotton Bowl Classic. I don't know why. State Fair Classic, I mean.
Well, dang.
Yeah, but she did come last year. She came down here last year and she did perform at the game last year, but she did not take field this year. I don't know what was going on with that. But if you watch some of her footage, she's been out there. And she's pretty good. She's really good.
Well, that's nice.
I think her name is Diamond.
Just dancers. So that's nice to see that they have more than just dancers.
Yeah, they finally added a twirler back to kind of give them a little more there. But they put her, I don't like how they feature her all the time. They feature her sometimes in weird spots and places that, I don't know. That's another story. We'll have to talk about that later. Yeah. Okay. But that's how they kind of broke it down. Watching a lot of these shows and watching a lot of the footage, since we do weekly reviews now, I really wonder the criteria, because some of the teams that are ranking higher to me would be lower, and some of the ones that are lower should be a little higher based on the content that I've seen. So I'm not for sure, because Texas Southern ranking number 7 in dance is crazy to me. It's crazy. Yeah. So is it stands and field, or is it just field? Because I'm assuming it's just field. Even Ocean Waves being number 7, the Ocean Waves have done a really good job on flag this year. I beg to differ with some of the rankings, but that's neither here nor there. And again, Golden Silk being the number 10 in flag, I would not put them that low. And that's just my opinion, but that's neither here nor there. I just want to see. And then I know some of these other groups you may or may not know. These are the Division 2. Division 2, real quick, and then we'll get into the heat of all of it. Division 2 overall auxiliary, they gave it to VSU or Virginia State. Well, I'm sorry, Virginia State University got number 2. Florida Memorial is number 1. I would agree with that. Savannah State number 7. Langston number 10. Winston-Salem State number 5. Miles College number 8. Tuskegee number 4. Edwards Waters College number 17. Fayetteville State University 16. Elizabeth City University number 11. I would definitely disagree with that. That's a band that I've never paid attention to that has really stuck out to me this year, and strategically in the auxiliary section. Fort Valley State University number 6. Shaw University number 20. Bowie State University 13. Clark Atlanta 21, and Albany State University 15. I think that's the points of how they were distributed points. And then if you look at their rankings per section, you have Florida Memorial University number 1 in dance and flag. Virginia State University number 2 in hold on. I'm trying to make sure that okay, I see what it is. Virginia State number 2 in dance. Morehouse number 3 in dance. Tuskegee number 4 in dance. Winston-Salem number 5. Fort Valley number 6. Bowie number 7. Fayetteville number 8. Miles number 9, and Savannah number 10. And then for flag, you have Florida Memorial number 1 again. I agree with that. It's a toss-up, but I must agree with that. Number 2, Morehouse College. Disagree with that. Number 3, Virginia State University. Number 4, Tuskegee. 5, Winston-Salem. 6, Savannah State. I would probably push them up. 7, Allen University. 8, Fayetteville State University. Number 9, I don't even know that Fayetteville has. They do. Yeah, they do. Elizabeth City, number 9. I disagree with that. I would have moved them much higher. And number 10, Miles College, which I don't think deserves 10 either. I think they should be moved up. Majorette category, Florida Memorial. I agree with that because we don't really have that many. Virginia State University, number 2, Clark Atlanta, number 3, and Fayetteville State University, number 4. I have not seen their toilet yet, so the footage that has not shown her. So I'm confused. But yeah, that's the rankings. Interesting. Say it again?
I said I know a few of those schools.
Yes, some of these I can see why, but some of these I'm like, I don't know if I would have put them that high or that low. But for Fuller Memorial to kind of take it in all categories, I'm not shocked. They are a strong auxiliary program all the way around. But I still question some of the ways these are ranked. So we've been trying to just figure out the rankings. That's all. I'm not gonna belabor, but I just want to see your opinion. You know, does it confuse you? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Also, real quick, how do you feel about ESPN tapping into the HBCU culture? Do you have any thoughts about that you would care to share with us?
I mean, I guess that's cool that they're giving, some light to HBCU world. Because ESPN is a big platform. So I think that's cool. But I do feel like, and if you're saying that there's old heads and things like that, I mean, that's cool and all, but I do feel like there should be an unbiased person possibly judging, like someone that has not coached none of the HBCU teams, has not danced or twirled or anything for any of the HBCU teams, but maybe is a part of MEAC. I don't know. It's just because I know it needs to be someone that has had the experience, right? They need to understand. But you also,
and it's hard to get somebody above collegiate level to judge collegiate level too. You got to think
right, because you don't want it to be biased where like you have a old head that's just throwing anything out there. I'm not gonna say a name of nobody, a old head of someone, and then they are, they may feel like regardless of any other team, I'm gonna always vote this team to be the highest because that is a team that I was once with or I once went to that school or whatever. So that's why I'm saying I don't really know how it's judged because the numbers are off. So, like with flag, if they dropped at any point, did they lose a number? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you really looking for? So without really knowing what they're looking for, it's hard to say if this is like something that's beneficial because you don't want the teams to start to like look at this and say, oh, like, bro, we didn't even make it to the ESPN list, which in reality, maybe someone else, they shouldn't have been ranked as high, but they were for whatever the criteria was for them. You know what I'm saying? So that's the most confusing part as far as how they're ranking. But I do think it's a good thing, just to get out there because it's another way for the schools to market as well, by having that and kids that watch ESPN, they could see that, maybe check out some schools and, keep the HBCU life going.
Understood. Well, thank you for sharing your opinions with that. We appreciate it. I know me and Quay had talked about it on the first drop and how we felt. And I was like, let's get a difference of opinion because where we kind of felt like it was swagger jacking a little bit. I don't think it's bad. I mean, there's good in everything, but there's also a negative. It's like, why do you care about our culture now? Like, is it a money thing? Is it you tapping into it because it's, because it's potentially money potential? I mean, are you giving? I know they do the scholarship, and I heard they give out a nice little bag, but like, are you making more than you're giving? I don't know. It just seems like a lot.
Probably.
And then the rankings again seem odd to me, even though I know they are being ranked by like-minded people. The rankings I'm trying to understand, and I don't think they've been very clear in the rankings. I know we see the categories, but I don't think it's been very clear at what they're looking at to understand the ranking. So maybe then I could understand how they're rating, what they're rating. Because to me, when I see auxiliary number 2 is Southern, and regardless of how perfect or imperfect the dog may be for performance, how can that one unit outshine 2 or 3 strong ones at another school and still get number 2? Like, and that's no shade against the Dolls. It just makes me wonder how, if you only have one unit, how are you outscoring a school that has 2 or 3?
Because it may not be about, from my understanding, I'm getting the auxiliary is maybe centered more around how they can bring the crowd into the whole show.
Okay.
And so, like, yeah, the band is playing your favorite song, great. But now, not only are you playing your favorite song, but you're also playing the favorite song, and you have, these dancers coming to life, creating the scenery for the show. And then, like we all know, that there's, of course, you have flagging, you have twirling, you have, rifles, anything that you want to add in.
Mm.
But I just feel like that portion has to be the main part of the equation, and how they look.
It has to be, but I still don't see how we could, as good as the Dolls have been this season, especially on field, I don't see how the one part of the show that they are in is close enough
That
to
one part,
number 2.
exactly. They're only in
to make the number 2 to what Golden to the Light has been in the show from top to bottom.
And also,
And they
maybe
create themes and visions, and
maybe stands is another thing too, like march in, march out stands and field.
I definitely want to see their adjudication criteria. I'm interested.
I would like to see it too.
That would help me understand how they're ranking, I think. And I think once they release that information, or maybe I haven't seen it, but once that information is more public to us, I think it will help us. But at the same time, if I was ranking, there's no way, and everybody knows I love the J sets. Like, I'll just throw that out there. Like, I love the J sets because I just love their style. But there's no way the J sets can rank high against a school that has multiple things, unless all of the things that they have are just low performing.
People know what auxiliary means.
And there you have it. All right, y'all, we got to keep it moving because Shamira just shut down the whole show, and I'm going to leave it there. So with that being said, y'all, look, it's time to go ahead and get into all the things. And so make sure we're about to go ahead and have this conversation about Week 10, Part 2 of the State of the Auxiliary Podcast, Week 10. Make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe at Passionate Performance Facebook, Passionate Performance _ Instagram, and Passionate Performance YouTube page. Okay, you could also make sure to follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can search State of the Auxiliary Podcast. And right before we get into all, well, you know what? I'll ask at the end of the show, and we'll keep moving. So with that being said, let's go ahead and look at week number 1. So I mean show number 1. And so we're headed to the CIAA conference first, and we're going to look at the Central Intercollegiate Athletic Association. And in this conference, a lot of the band programs, as I stated in part 1, are pretty much wrapping up. Okay, either they were last game, homecoming, or they didn't perform, or they didn't put no footage out. Okay, we can't judge what we don't see. So again, I say media teams should be media teaming. There's no way in 2024 you shouldn't have a media team. If you don't, that means you're not thinking modern day. You're still working on the 90s or early 2000s. Okay. So with that being said, Instagram is free and a cell phone records. I'm just saying any presence is presence. And that's all I got to say about that. So this first team is Johnson C. Smith, and they are known as the Untouchables. And this is their color guard. Now, there's 2 moments you're going to see, actually. They're together. You're going to see a twirl moment and a color guard moment all in the same number. Okay, so they are our color guard and twirl moment, the only one that we have for the CIAA. So it's hard to rank them to say they're number 1 or whatever, but there are moments, and we're going to go ahead. And this is a repeat that they've done. So I'll let you see that, and then we'll talk about it.
Now, as we get ready to slow things down, feast our eyes upon the lovely Untouchables.
All right, y'all. That was the Untouchables. Okay. And that is their color guard line. Again, this was a repeat show. I think this was also their homecoming show, just as a FYI. They did make a couple adjustments from the last time we saw this. They definitely took the second twirler away and gave her more of a solo than they did before. But I'm not going to say much. I'm going to let Shamiria give us her thoughts, and then I will follow behind.
You got me going first. Okay, so this is a college, right?
All of these are colleges that we'll be discussing.
Okay. So I will say that I did like their use of their apparatus, right? They had the big swing flags. That was the most prettiest part to me when they came out with the double-sided swing flags, big swing flags. I thought that was the cutest, like doing the leaps to the 50. When they got the big flags, it was just that when the recording first started, it just seemed like they were off-centered. That was it. And then they were right. And I hate when, the flag is caught. Please grab your silk and let it fly, Don't let it stay caught up. Their uniforms was cute. I feel like the routine was nice and simple and cute for them. But, everyone has their own level. And I do think for whatever level they're on, it was nice. But I did want to see like more work with the flag. Because that's why you said this is baton mixed with flag. So I don't know if this was meant to have more baton work in it or if it was like a mix. But I feel like it had more baton work.
They definitely used a lot of apparatus. They went from hoops. They had the hoops at the beginning.
They weren't anything with all the apparatus. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I think it was more of just showcasing. I think, and I've seen them do better shows than this. I don't know the full inspiration behind why they used hoops, twirl, the swing flags, and the traditional flag. Like you could have done just as much with one. Where I felt like transition. Now the twirler did really good this week. It was initially a boy and a girl. They have two boys. He was on the side this week. I mean, he was doing the other parts this week. He did not do the twirl part. Kind of at first, at least the previous time they did the show, her and him kind of had like a little love story, and they did it with twirl. But she was clearly a stronger twirler than he was.
No, she did good for her twirling. Like, I can't say that her leaps were bad or anything. She leaped better than me right now. But it was just that I just wanted to see more with the apparatus, like especially with them doing the hoops and things like that. Just kind of really showing more on the field, using the field a little bit more. And that's their dancers right there.
I agree. I think it was a cute presentation. Yeah, that's the dancers. My bad. I think they did a cute presentation. Johnson C. Smith is I don't know. They can do a really good show, and then they can kind of come down. I would say consistency is my main thing with them. They have what it takes to be great at all times. I think being consistent has been my only. I can judge what I've seen this season, but that would be my question mark with them. Is like, okay.
Where are they located?
Say it again, Shamir.
Where are they located?
Johnson C. Smith is located, I want to say Florida or Carolina or something. Okay. Let me double check. I want to say they're like Florida, but I could be wrong. See, they are located in Charlotte, North Carolina, and that makes sense. I think the Carolinas have the most HBCUs. Like there's a lot of small HBCUs.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're in North Carolina. So that makes sense. So, and Charlotte is kind of a big city, so you would think they would have a bigger, I would assume, but I guess I don't know. So anywho, that is them. So kudos to them again. I think overall, I think the presentation was cute. I think it lacked technical substance. And I mean, besides Twirl was definitely the best part.
I would definitely
Say
say
that one time.
lacked a little bit more enthusiasm when they got to I just think they needed to just have really, really, really big movements since they weren't doing that much, you know, behind the flag and stuff like that. But with the big swing flag, it was like they didn't have to do as much movement because it did it for them, you know. But when you have the smaller apparatus in your with the smaller apparatus, you definitely have to show with you under it moving more. But they did.
I agree.
Like their whole routine,
right. Well,
I see some things being added and it being like a spectacular routine after that. And just like a few little nicks.
I agree. All right. Well, we're going to move into our next conference and we're going to go right on in to the SIAC. All right. That is the South Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. And we're going to look at our top 3 color guard moments there and our number 1 twirl moment that happened there as well, because we only had 1 twirl that we could find. So y'all know the twirl is, look, it's an art. We just appreciate being able to see them. So when we can see them, yay, right? So our number 3 comes in from Clark Atlanta University, and they are known as Silver Breeze. Now, they did not have a feature this particular song, so we looked at their field show, their drill presentation. Sometimes we'll use that if there's no feature, because some people can drill, they can drill well, but usually if there's a feature, we try to look at the feature material. But anywho, this is Silver Breeze of Clark Atlanta University.
She did such a good job.
Sorry, y'all. I started it at the wrong spot. Let me pick back up. And while we're here, I'll just go ahead and say this is our twirler moment. So we'll look at both. That way we don't come back. So this is twirl. And this is the color guard moment, okay? I'm sorry, I started it at our wrong spot. Forgive me. Here we go.
The dancers are coming.
She did such a good job.
All right, y'all. That was Silver Breeze and the feature twirler of Clark Atlanta University, and I think they did a really good job. Now, I think she missed her baton at the end because their field is so bright. We talked about that last night when we were doing part one. But Silver Breeze is the color guard, and then I think they call her. They had a nickname for her. I can't remember what her nickname is, but anyway, they said it in the video. But that's the feature twirler for Clark Atlanta University. I'll go first this time. I think that Silver Breeze did good. I mean, they didn't go above and beyond. I've seen them do more, but they timing sync was good. I like that kind of when the band was doing the tap and still moving, they had like a ripple effect pickup that they did with the flags. I thought that was kind of cute and effective to what was happening in the moment of the band. There was, I think, maybe one toss they did. It wasn't super high. Other than that, I think Silver Breeze themselves, I think they just did a good job being in sync. They didn't do nothing super hard, but a lot of times we see a lot of color guards struggle with timing and speed. So I think they did a good job as far as just being in sync. And again, they didn't get a feature, so we didn't get to see like them really show out or do anything major, even though they could have done it back there. But I really wish they would move off that sideline back there. I felt like and me and Quave had this argument. I mean, not this argument, but the same statement that a lot of times you're seeing them color guards get stuck at the back and they're just there. They don't even move half the time. And I don't like that. I feel like it's a waste for them to just be behind the band.
Big waste.
But as far as the feature twirler, I think she did really beautiful. I think she started off good with one. When she got to two, I think she did a really wonderful job.
Yeah. I would definitely say the feature twirler did a good job because I had to remember that there were flags back there. I was not looking at them. I had my attention on the feature twirler. And it's not just like, oh my God, the twirler was just doing so amazing. Like I just have to only look at her. It's not even that. Like you said, they're in the back. It's all this black right here. And then it's already a lot of red on the field. And then I see little specks of red and white. Okay, my eyes are already over saturated right now. So I'm just look right here in the front. That's easiest. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like makes it hard for their color guard to really stand out because for one, their color guard flags is the same color as the field. They need to change their flags to like maybe some type of chrome silver or something that like very like pops at the eye because we already see the batons. The only reason we do see the batons is because of their silver color. You know what I'm saying? And too much light, you won't see that. So if you had a lot of that chrome or whatever bright color that they could bring to the field, it would be better. And I don't know how long they poles are, but whenever I'm looking at certain schools that have 6-foot poles, you're automatically seeing the flag work in the back still happen. So I don't know if they have the 6-foot poles. I don't know if they're extending their arms all the way, but you can't really see all the movement back there. And it just looks like they're doing push pins anyway. Like, walk through the band a little bit, come back, just give it a little flavor so that people don't feel like, why am I watching them? Because it's that opportunity that you get when you have people come into the game for the first time, second time, third time, I don't know, and maybe they're trying to see what they want to be a part of. And if they feel like they, maybe they did that back in the day at some point and they thought about, let me see how they look here. Well, they're going to be like, no, I don't want to just be smashed up in the back. Nobody can see me. And, what is really my purpose? If I can't be seen and then the work that I do is like blurred in with the field.
The field kills a lot of it. I think school pride color, yes, but I think when you're dealing with color band, even the football, I don't know how they see it because it's that crimson red is crazy.
It's like
it's crazy.
Bright. Very
bright. And we said that like it kills a lot of the color dynamics that can happen because it's such a strong red. It makes everything either washed out or dull, unfortunately.
Right. That's why she
Neither here nor there.
won.
Yeah, they didn't do. I don't feel like they used any full extensions, like truly
Right.
like fully extending and get it up. And I feel like that's where they would have got the best bang for their buck. Although this is field view, I just felt like they stayed right in front of their face. And I mean, even looking at it now, it's like you said, it's push pins. You know, mostly a couple of half back scratchers. I mean, it was nothing. The routine wasn't hard, but I don't feel like they worked for visuals. I
No.
would have worked for visuals.
And I am a type of person where like I love a good, oh, what did they just do? Right. But I'm
Mhm.
also you know what, that was really clean. They didn't really do much of anything, but you can't say that routine didn't look good and clean, you know? Like I am a good
Mhm.
clean girl as well as throw some stuff in there and make them say ah. But
Right.
I do feel like that in the back, even if you don't want to make us say, let's make sure that everything is fully extended because I cannot see. And like I told you,
Mhm.
I forgot to look back there because I wasn't going to force myself to look past the black because like the color blocking. So, okay, she's in the front with the red and white on already. And then right behind her is black. So it's like, okay, that's it. It kind of like, if you don't look any
Mhm.
further, you won't see them back there. So I do feel like they did good because I seen they toss, and from what I seen, all the tosses was together, so that was cute. And I didn't even know that Clark
Mhm.
had a flag. I did not know they had a flag line. So
Yeah,
that was
Silver Breeze, and they're not bad. I've seen them do some good stuff. I feel like this was
it was just one
either
of them.
this was Homecoming or the week before was Homecoming. I can't remember which one was which. They just had Homecoming. I
Yeah.
don't know if it was this particular week or the one before. So I feel like this was like last game vibes,
Mm-hmm.
and it
And
kind of was
depending
like we don't have to do
on
too much.
I think depending on the
Say again?
schools, they chill a little bit. Certain games like when they get close to the end like that.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Yeah,
really.
because it's like we're at the end of the season now, so it's kind
Yeah.
of like we just gonna go on and finish this little show out and be done with it because
Mm-hmm.
we've had our season, we've had our
Give them
highlights.
a
So
1-2.
right. So our number two is going to be the Twirling Divas of Tuskegee University. And again, they did feature their features a little weird. Their features kind of like in the drill. Um,
Mm.
so you'll have to really watch. But we're gonna go ahead and look at theirs. And this is where let me see. I bam bam bam. Here we go. All right, y'all. This is again Twirling Divas of Tuskegee University.
Atlanta, Georgia, make some noise.
All right, y'all. That was the Twirling Divas of Tuskegee University. And I'll go first. I think that one, I like the uniform. The gold was good. I know yesterday, me and Aaliyah talked about how the gold, that field is so bright that it dulls the gold down on their uniforms because the color guard and the dancers both wore gold, and their gold didn't seem to be so high out bright in the daytime because the field is so bright. It made their gold tone down. So that was kind of crazy. But overall, I think they did good. Uniform, it was cute. It was cute. It's traditional, but it was still cute. I think it had a little flair on it. The color, I think, I like that they did do a gold uniform and then like the solid red flag. So that contrast between uniform and flag is good. Sometimes we see teams kind of wash out their flag because the uniform matches too well. So that's one of the things. I think they did a really good job. I like that they kind of got on the ground, did a little bit of choreography there. They did some around the neck wraps and some other things. We saw a little bit of versatility. I like that they were placed strategically around and in the band. That kind of helped to bring some more of the visuals to life. Again, this was field view, so we didn't get to see the whole perspective of the bird's eye. But overall, it seemed like they were really together on beat, and they, their movements highlighted what was happening in key parts of the song, I think, and helped to bring some of those visuals to life. So I thought they did a good job. What about yourself, Mimi?
I do believe they did a good job. I liked the whole performance. I like how they incorporated. It just looks like a full band. Like this is like a one band, one sound type of thing here. It looks like they all practice together, including the dancers. You know what I'm saying? Like it all came together. Like they all look like one. And I love that the flag is in the middle of the band, on the side of the band, and in the. I don't think they was in the back, but they were like kind of wrapped around the band, kind of like. So I like it because it does give you the opportunity to also watch the show as well. I feel like whenever you put flag inside of the band and drill and stuff like that, you give the opportunity to see the full show, because if you could follow the flags, you're following the whole show. So
Right.
I really did like it. I will say though that I think they could have did more in their routine as far as what they were doing. But since it was such a fast song, I do see that this still made sense. But they did good.
Yeah. I think they did good. I've seen them do some really good creative shows and good shows. They definitely have the talent. I've seen them do some partner stunts earlier in the season. I think this was just a solid drill. They typically have been featured. Unfortunately, this show, their feature, like I said, was kind of in the drill versus it being its own feature. But their band has done a good job giving them equal features throughout the season. So, like I said, we've seen, some really good features, but since their feature was in the drill, I think they kind of toned it down a little bit from what we've seen before.
Yeah, they did good. That's a 6 foot pole.
Yes, honey. Yes, at 6 foot. All right, y'all. We're gonna go to our number one, and our number one feature for the SIAC in color guard is going to be the steaming flags of Miles College. All right, the steaming flags of Miles College. Again, this is their color guard moment. I think it is their feature, if I'm not mistaken. So here we go. The steaming flags of Miles College.
From the sensational Steaming Flags. Southern Girl, arranged by Mr. Billy Compton.
That was the Steaming Flags of Miles College. And I think this is the first time I've seen a band this season attempt to put rifles on the field, something we don't see typically from the HBCU realm. They didn't do a lot, but they did enough to try to represent the moment. I think it was a good attempt to at least push it forward, and maybe we'll see more of it. I haven't seen them do a rifle piece this season, so the fact that they added it towards the end of their season, I thought that was kind of nice to add that little touch that we can do more than just flag as well. I thought it was an interesting creative piece. The song was a little more upbeat. Again, we don't see color guards do as many upbeat tempos when it comes to features. I thought they had some good elements in there. There was a few moments that got muddy, timing, syncing issues, but overall, I think for the rhythm and pace of the song and that it had that kind of groove, they did a really good job kind of giving it a little bit of movement and keeping that groove and visual there. I like the flag choice versus the uniform that they have. So they had like a gold purple thing going on. I think the flag choice really kind of highlighted the contrast between uniform and flag. I like that they kind of had a little moment where they got to do a little 1-2 breakdown. I thought that was kind of cute, different for color guard in the moment. At first I was like, they put their flag down, but then when they did the little dance, I was like, okay, that's kind of cute. And then again, like I said, having that little rifle moment, I wasn't expecting that because you don't really get that mostly from HBCUs. But again, it was nice to see that they did attempt to put that element on the field and actually did a few nice little tosses with it as well. So that was cool. I think they did a really good job. And this is really good. I mean, they've been a pretty solid team all year, but it was really good to see them in this light. I don't think we've seen them like this season that I can recall. What about yourself?
I was so excited looking at that. That was so freaking cute. Now, I don't like the fact that they put their flag down and became, in the breakdown thing, because breakdown with your flag in your hand, you can do that. But, because just don't forget. Also, I like that they incorporated what works for their team. Like how I said before, like I like to always throw a little ooh in there. They definitely had their oohs. Remember when we were talking about the first team and the first team, I said I just wanted a little bit more enthusiasm from the team. This is what I mean about enthusiasm. They came to the floor, and I can't physically see what their outfits or anything look like. Can't see any faces. All I see is little sticks, but the sticks are moving. They're within movement. It's bringing. They brought energy to the field for sure, and that is what is needed under the flag. Like not just the flag, but you under that flag having that energy too. And they had all of that, and from what I could see, they were very much together. And they also, it just seemed like they enjoyed being out there. You know what I'm saying? When you look at a team, you could tell if they're enjoying it or not while they're performing. And it seems like some teams don't enjoy it as much as when you're looking at another team, possibly. You can tell, like, okay, it's ready to get this over with versus, wow, they're really enjoying that. And when they're enjoying it, it makes you enjoy it too. So I really enjoyed watching it.
Good job. I thought they did really, really good. Like I said, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think they did a really amazing job, and it was good to see them be featured like this. They've done a really good job on precision drills. I hadn't seen too much features out of them this season, but I thought if this is one of their last games, I think that was a really good high energy. It shows that they have really merged and meshed well as a team. Like I said, it was only one little moment where they kind of got off, but they did a really good job, I think, being in sync with each other and working on speed and timing. All right. We're moving on to our next conference, which is the MEAC, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. We have two videos here we're going to pay attention to, and they're coming from the same school. It's going to be Howard University. We're going to look at their twirl, and we're going to look at their color guard. So their twirl line is called the Dazzling Diamonds, and then their flag line is called Flashy Flags. Okay. Now I will say this video has no music. The person who uploaded it, or the music was taken down. I don't know. It was muted or whatever. But it's the only great view of it that we have. So we're going to take it. But so that you can really see it. It is a repeat show. So if you go and look at the show from the previous week, you could see it. There was a few minor adjustments that they made, but you could hear the music then. But this was a really good frontal view, very crisp and clear, and better view than what we got last week. So I wanted to, recognize the hard work that they did. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in your head as we watch them do well. But we watched the dance portion of them last night, and Aaliyah had made the reference that she's like, even without the music, you could tell like they were feeling it, like they were into it. And that just goes to testify how you can bring life to the field even when we don't hear it. Seeing you can let us know if you are if you're doing it. And so seeing it without music and still can tell there's energy is great. So here is Dazzling Diamonds and the Flashy Flags. And so the Dazzling Diamonds is since there's no music, I'll just give us something to listen to. But the Dazzling Diamonds is a team and not just one person. And they look really good. 8, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8, 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. So then if this was one of their last games, the coach gave them some flowers or whatever at the end. And they made the dancers late for their field entrance, but the dancers picked right back up and we kept it. Real quick before we go to the flags, well, you know what? No, we'll watch the flags and we'll go back and just give everybody their kudos. So we're going to move forward to Flashy Flags, and we're going to watch their presentation really quickly. All right, this is Flashy Flags. And that's a ripple effect. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They did a change right here from last week. 7, 8, 2, 4, 6. So if you saw our show last week, you saw that they had 2 girls in the previous show, same routine, but two girls did a two flag twirling, and it was really, really cool. I think that was a really big game for them against Norfolk. But this week they kept it simple and took that part out. But you can still see the routine is still pretty clean, good energy for the most part. All right. 6, 8, 1, 2. That's a little toss at the end, and then the band comes back on. All right. So that is the Dazzling Diamonds and the Flashy Flags. We're going to go back and talk about Dazzling Diamonds first and kind of what we thought of their presentation. So let me get back to them on the video. All right, here we go. Go back. All right. So I'll say off top, Dazzling Diamonds did really, really good. I think this is really nice. Their captain is a senior, so this was one of her last games. They did good. What I do love about the Dazzling Diamonds, great partner routines. They do not mind doing tosses. They don't mind doing partner tosses. We saw like 2 partner tosses where they change batons within the routine. They do spins. They definitely keep it more of the classic twirl style with a little bit of movement. They don't try to do like what we see some styles where the twirlers do a little more dance and twirl. They, do some movement, but they really do give us more basic twirl, traditional twirl technique with some entertainment. I like that they had the juggler, which is the captain, and then, they all kind of went to 2 batons at one moment and showed that skill that the team, is all good, and had some really good choreography there. And then again, did some partner tosses right in this little moment here where they're about to do a partner toss right now. And they didn't have to do a lot of movement. So really clean, really nice. I thought they did a really good job overall. Shamir, do you want to give your thoughts on them?
For me, I would just say amazing. Like, ate it up, they did what they were supposed to do. Like you said, it's not like the modern style of how everything goes, but they kept that traditional style, which looks really good on them. And it gave, we're not new to this, we're true to this. That's what the routine gave to me. Like, the stuff that they were doing in their routine is not entry level. You know what I'm saying? They have some skill, some expertise under their belt.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. All right. Well, shout out to Dazzling Diamonds. And then we're going to move over to Flashy Flags and give our thoughts there. I'll let you go first.
Girl, energy on the 50. That's how you serve a 50-yard line. Second of all, they were all together. I love that. They didn't do nothing that was very hard. The wind was definitely against them this game. And I didn't see any drops, so that was a good thing. Because they made sure to keep the routine. It's not like too color guardy. It's more flag girl routine, but it's still cute and it's still all together and it still gave energy. You know what I'm saying? It gave everything that it was supposed to give, how they wanted it to give. Because I did enjoy the routine. It didn't make me feel like, okay, look away now. It was nice. And I like that you could tell it's their style. Like, when you look at this routine, you can say, okay, that's them, and I like that.
I agree. They overall did a really good job. I think we got to see, again, even with no music, you could tell the amount of energy that they brought to their field show. And again, I like that they have a little bit of danciness about them, but at the same time, they still executed it through their color guard work. I think it was really good. I kind of hate, one of my favorite parts was seeing, the 2 girls do the double flag moment. You don't see it a lot on the collegiate level. But at the same time, I understand, that was one particular game. And they came back and they still did the same routine and took that part out, and there was no beats missed. Like, they did a really good job. I only hate it because there were some partner tosses that were centered around that moment too that we didn't see in this one, but we did see the kind of big partner toss at the end where they kind of do the spear toss with the flag at the back of the field. I think they did a really good job. This is how you keep the energy and let people know, like, we're here. Like, you don't have to look nowhere else. Like, yeah, I tore this flag, but like, I'm gonna show you why I tore this flag. And it's not a dull performance. It's giving big performance energy. And I really like that moment happened for them. I feel like sometimes we don't see those moments, and those are the kind of moments that we need to see to keep people interested in color guard, to keep them interested in what color guard can bring to a field show. That's just my opinion. But I think that's what we need to see so that people know, like, hey, color guard is useful in a field show. It helps in a field show, and if you use it the right way, this is what it can do for your show.
Yeah, and it
So,
also gives that this team, like, their outfit was cute. I liked how it incorporated with the band and the dancers but like all the outfits kind of like roped in together, even
mhm,
look the same, but like it just meshed together,
mhm.
feel together. It looked good together, and even if they don't happen to know what each other are wearing or anything, it looked like they coordinated it together as a band. And so I think that's cute, to have everything all one.
I definitely
Cause
think they all talk. Yeah,
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I'm sorry. I said I think they talk. It seems like they do tend to match a lot. So I think
Mm-hmm.
it's not circumstance. I think they plan it. That's my thought
Yeah,
process. I think it's planned because they tend to be in the same color spectrum a lot of the times.
yeah, and it's
So I
cute for the
think
band.
they plan together. Hmm.
That's nice, and it gives like that.
All
I
right, y'all. Well, that was the Dazzling Diamonds.
oh, my bad. You was still talking.
Say that one more time.
No,
No,
I
no,
was
no,
just
no. Go
saying
ahead. I'm
like
sorry. I didn't realize you wasn't done yet. My bad.
no, I was just saying like with their outfit, it just makes whoever wanting to be a part, like it don't matter which one I'm a part, I'll still feel cute or good in whatever that team may provide for their
Hmm.
outfit that year. Because sometimes people may not want to be a part of the flag lines or color guard lines because of the outfits.
We about to explore part of that option in just a minute. You just hold that thought, because this is one of the teams that I kind of wish would get an upgrade, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so y'all, that was again the Dazzling Diamonds and the Flashy Flags. I hope I'm saying their name right. I may have said it possibly wrong, but I got Flashy Flags of Howard, and then we're going into There's no color guard or twirlers for the bands that are not in HBCU conferences. There are 7 bands that we have that are not a part of the HBCU athletic conferences that they're, such as NCAT or Langston or Tennessee State. We don't have any color guards or twirl videos from them, so we're skipping past that category and we're going to move to our final category, which is the SWAC. Okay, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and we're going to look at these top moments from the groups that had games that week in week 10. So we are here, and our honorable mention, actually, in color guard is going to be the Sophisticats of Bethune-Cookman University. And as I said, this is the team I was referring to that I kind of sometimes wish could get an upgrade in their. I know they're a very traditional band, so I know it's not going to happen. Okay, but I just feel like the Sophisticats is a good twirl team, and I feel like a look change for them would really elevate the team. But this is also
Yeah.
one of the groups I feel like is stuck behind the band that does really, really well. But they own
Yes.
it. It's just I hate that they are not given the showcase they deserve. That's not a part of my critique, it's only my observation. So with that, here are the Sophisticats, our honorable mention, and our color guard for the SWAC.
Directed by Director of Band, Dr. Donovan B. Webb. the working world test. A master plan on how to.
All right, y'all. That was the Sophisticats, our honorable mention in our color guard. And look, Sophisticats to me always seems to be a really, really good color guard line. They are solid. They know who they are. They always give us good vibes. I think they are a strong team. I kind of hate that they never get to get from behind the band. They don't go around the band. They don't go in front of the band. They don't go in between the band. They're always at the back of the band. I hate that they're stuck there. I've been saying it, and I'm going to say it every time we talk about them because I want them to get more shine. We know that they only have like 2 flags that they ever use. And it always looks good across the field with their band. It's always good visually. I would love to see Bethune kind of come out of their color scheme sometimes and just, do something that just pops sometimes. I think it would really help, but I know that's not their shtick. But I think they did good. I love this little trick they're doing right here where they kind of lower the flag, raise the flag back up. I love that they kind of really stuck together. My favorite part was really when the band did that riff where it was dun dun da da dun dun da da dun dun da 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 da, and they really had movement that went with that riff. And they did it again towards the end of the song, and they kind of did it in a ripple effect. So at first glance, I was like, wait a minute, they're off. But they wasn't off. They did it in a ripple effect, and it really did good. I think it was really creative that they kind of did that little rift moment with the motions they did to speed it up to kind of give that visual aspect, which again tells me how much they pay attention to the music and the musicality of what they bring. I just think they're a strong guard team. I just feel like they, again, don't always get to kind of explore more than what they do right now. But overall, I think they did good. Shamiria, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I like them. I think they did good too. I have the same, kind of the same thoughts as you. They should. I mean, I'm not trying to knock anyone's cultural tradition, so if that's their thing of wearing the old school uniforms, then so be it. But if not, get them a little bit more jazz little attitude with their outfits. Make them feel a little bit more girled and dolled up. Get them going in between the band. They don't have to be in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Not something they want to do, because I noticed that their dancers is on the field more than a lot of other teams' dancers. So if it by chance they don't have the ability to go to the front, just push them on the sides and the insides of the band more. But again, that's neither here nor there. It's above me. But that would be something I would like to see from them because they are always a strong team.
Agreed. So shout out to Bethune-Cookman again, our honorable mention from the SWAC. And we're going to move to our number 3 color guard team this week. And it's going to be the I'm getting tied up. It's going to be Flashy Flags from Alabama A&M University. And let's see what Flashy Flags from A&M give, because they typically give a good show too. All right, here we go. y'all. That was the flashy flags of Alabama A&M University. And yet again, they give us good energy. I love that they do not shy away from an upbeat routine again. And I think both flashy flags, Howard and Alabama, they will do a fast or upbeat tempo routine and have no problem. Typically, it's just natural to see color guard shine on ballads, slower routines, moderate routines. But to see teams actually feature to an upbeat song, you got to have energy. You got to be able to understand movement and, still hit those highlights of the song. I love that they're a big squad. I love that they have some personality about themselves. You could definitely tell that they kind of have that diva personality, even though they're the color guard. You can see how they blend with the gloves and do stuff. They have movements that are similar. So you can tell that they really do a good job cultivating that blend between color guard and flag. I like that they took risks. They had big moments. They didn't do as many transitions as I would love, but you could still see where they kind of incorporated little bits of dance. They had tosses, they had rhythm, they had movements, ripples. I think they did really good. Overall, I think the energy was really good. And I think, they really draw attention to them. They make you want to watch them. And it doesn't get boring. It doesn't give, let me go to the snack stand. It gives, oh, what are those girls doing? Okay, they're doing a good job. They really working that down there. Like, it makes you really want to watch them. And I love that they are not scared of changing the flags they use. They do keep it in color of what they do. But at the same time, they still will change their flag. And I love that they, give energy. And I could tell flashy flags when I see them. It wouldn't matter if they change uniform, colors, flag, their style. I feel like I know who they are when I see them. And that's one thing I love. You can tell what their style is because they've been very consistent in showing that every time they hit the field and even in the stands. So shout out again to flashy flags. Shamira, what are your thoughts?
Well, we meet again. That school and memories. But nevertheless, beyond that, they did good. I'll say they look better than the last time that I seen them. And that was when I went to, when I was in school and I went there. They look 100% better. I feel like they were then. They were taking notes from us, you know what I'm saying? No, okay, let me be for real. Okay, but no, seriously. And I feel like now they are more color guardy. Like they used to be more straight up flag. And I do feel like I incorporated that color guard more, which makes the routine even cuter. Like any type of tossing just makes a routine just go high for me. And also the ripples kept the energy flow up. It made sure that the girls didn't get overly tired. You know what I'm saying? So that was a good part of their routine because it's a lot of them. So they can use that ripple effect. And also the dancing. Like that's one thing I've always liked about their team is dancing. They dance and they use their flag at the same time. Not, I'm going to put my flag down and dance a little bit and then I'm going to pick it up. No, like they're going to do the whole shebang. And to me, that's what it is. That's what it's all about. When you have an apparatus in your hand, you use it and dance under it. So I think they do a very good job at putting color guard, flag, and dance all into one mix and making it engaging for not only just, viewing the dancers or viewing the band when they do their band dance. This is also something visual that's pretty to see as well. So yeah, they did good.
Shout out to the flashy flags of Alabama A&M University again with another great performance. All right, y'all, we are headed to our number 2 flag performance, and it's going to come from Golden Silk of University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, or better known as UAPB. And I believe this is going to be from their drill tune, which is where they're going to be featured at, but I could be wrong. But give it up for Golden Silk. All right, y'all. That was Golden Silk of University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. But before I say anything else, I always want to say shout out to the alumni from Townview Magnet High School being the official announcer for University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Look, y'all know I'm a proud Townview graduate. Shamiria is a proud Townview graduate, and the announcer from UAPB is also a proud Townview graduate, and we all marched under the legendary Dean Hill at Townview Magnet Center. So every time I hear his voice, I'm like, come on, Townview, represent in all places. You never know where you live. Bernard. Bernard, okay. He came. You were there when Bernard. No, yeah, you were there when Bernard was there, I think, or maybe
when he came.
Yeah,
back.
I think Bernard was either right before you or right after you. I'm trying to remember. No, I think he might have graduated before you. So he may have when you were there. I think he was in college. He was marching then in college at UAPB. So yeah. I want to say he might have graduated in 2012. Somewhere. But anyway, long story short, yeah, Bernard. That is Bernard Iwebu. He used to be the baritone section leader, and or Igbu. I say Igbu. But anyway, yeah, he's been the official announcer for UAPB for a while. So shout out to Townview, always representing all the places and all the things. Anywho, back to Golden Silk, y'all. First off, shout out to Golden Silk for using the field. That's the first thing I notice when I see Golden Silk, and they've done a good job with this year because, again, they have a really big squad for color guard. I mean, they're probably pushing 20 plus girls easily. But shout out to them for utilizing their field. Shout out for them for the formations that they added to the field show. Not only was the band drilling, they were drilling as well because they were doing a lot of moving with the band, which added to the color of the show, which added to the presentation of the show. And this is how you highlight and make what the band is doing go up a couple of notches. A lot of times people think color guarding in the way, but honestly, color guard makes your show move another level if done at the right level. And understanding of musicality and movement and transitions and all the things, which is why I always advocate for color guard with a band, because if you have somebody who understands it, this is what you get. This is a really well put together show. The color guard is not taken away. It only highlights what's already happening with the band. The maneuvers around the band, through the band, in the middle of the band continue to build this show. And I thought it was a really good showing. And to me, it makes UAPB stand out as a strong field band. Whether you're looking at it from the marching, the transitions, or what they're building, the overall view of it to the crowd and to the audience, I think it builds a really nice picture of what drill is supposed to look like. And I think their timing was good. I think for the most part, they did a really good job. They understand movement. You could really tell they had to work with the band to build this show. And it wasn't something they could just throw together. They had to really be on that field with the band, so they knew where to go, when to move, and how to get there. As you can see, they were doing a really good job at that. And I love that they utilized the field and their positioning around the band to highlight the show in its entire form. So shout out again to Golden Silk. Shamir?
Yeah, I honestly feel the same way. I was happy to see that field be used by them, going in and out of the field, constantly moving around, and movement with the flag. That was really nice. They stepped up the notch from everybody.
I agree.
They did good.
Baby, look, come on, Golden Silk. And now you see why I say I don't agree with where they were ranked at with ESPN. This is really high level, and this is not the first time. The first time I saw them this season, which was at Bandwave, and that was before their first game, this is what they were giving, like this type of a show. And I felt like that was this is a really strong flag line, and probably I would say probably the strongest I've seen Golden Silk in a long time. I think this has been a very good year for that flag line.
Yeah.
Really good year, especially on the field. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, we are down to our singing.
I said, because that's what matters, the field.
Yes, that's where y'all shine at. I mean, we don't get if we would show stand clips, if we could ever get consistent stand clips. The only bands you see with good stand clips of their flag line would be PV, Flashy Flags, or Alabama A&M, and maybe Ladies of Distinction sometimes. But a lot of bands don't allow their flags to do too much. And Howard showcases their flags a lot in the stands. But a lot of bands won't let their flags do too much.
They should stop that. They should give everybody their ones and their twos, just so that everybody.
They should, but some band directors, I know a lot of the argument is that the band directors think it's too busy. There's too much competing going on, so they rather focus on the dancers, which is why they got rid of tours. Essentially, they felt like it was too much going on. So, neither here or there. Our number one this week. Our number one and final video of the night, y'all, because we did not have a good video of any tour footage from any of our SWAC bands, unfortunately. So this is our final video of the night, and this is our color guard ranking number one. And I think they did a really good show, and they've been a really strong team to compete with. I think they have really taken a really good leap this year, the direction in which they're going. And this is the Ocean Waves of Texas Southern University, Ocean of Soul. Oh, my bad, y'all. My marker was off. Forgive me. I didn't mark it right. Here we go. Ocean Waves. That is the Ocean Waves of Texas Southern University, and repeat show, but I do feel like, again, they delivered it very well. I do like that they incorporate a little bit of dance. They used style grace. They highlighted a lot of the intricate parts of the song. I think it was a good song choice. I think it really displayed them and their talents well. I think they used their choreography wisely. I don't think it was an oversell or undersell. And this is a fact team that I feel like has really improved a lot. And they have really just kind of really been really consistent this year. They've been improving in the last couple, but this year it just seems like they really have been consistent. Their line has grown exponentially. They didn't used to have this many. And I think that they have done a good job recruiting, but also teaching. And they move together. They understand the musicality and the visualness of it all. I think it gave exactly what their name says, ocean waves. And even incorporating those tosses and everybody kind of moving and doing it together was really nice. And seeing them kind of still feel the music and give that movement and expression throughout their color guard, I think they did a good job. I didn't really have a lot of negative to say. I hate that we didn't get to see the part they did on the ground this particular go around because it was good. But overall, I think it was a very strong presentation. And again, going back to ESPN ranking, I don't agree where their placement is. They were placed, I believe, under FAM's color guard line, and I just do not agree. I think they do it well with the total package of what we bring for HBCU style. Shamir?
Well. You know, this is considered a rivalry school of my alma mater. And when, I hate to keep saying when I were, but this is the truth. When I were in school, they were not on this level. And there was a girl who either was on the team when I was on the team that is now their coach, or she was on there like right before I went on or something like that. So I believe that when you put people, and this is me speaking from an experience level, like when you put people that were once on that specific team and they're not, I'm trying to find the right words, and they're not necessarily outdated, like they didn't come along in the past version of what that team was. Like they're a part of that new making of the team and things like that. That's when you see results like this. You don't see, and not saying that you can't see results like that with someone that wasn't on the team that's now the coach or whatever. But something like this, look at this right here, this in the chest, that's mine. I don't know if somebody came and seen that or what, but I'm like, where they get that from? Because I know I taught somebody that's from TSU how to do that, but they're not on the flag team. So I don't know if that got to them, but stick y'all chest out a little bit more and don't lean so much. Don't make it so obvious with your lean, because that's how I know that somebody taught y'all that. But anyways, it still look cute. Good for y'all. Now, this is the next thing. I would say that TSU has done very well with increasing their color guard within their shows, because they didn't always have color guard shows. They were very much flag girl shows. And to see that they have went from there to there just shows you that if you don't try to keep things in the past, it will move forward and it will make sense for the modern day that, or whatever day and time that you're currently in. And I feel like TSU understands timing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like they have always been a band that kind of just knows, okay, that's a little outdated. We're going to go with this next flow. Like, they stay up to date. And that is something that keeps them flowing well. Because for one, they, to me, they look like dancers. That outfit is bomb. That hair, that like everything about them gives, this is where you want to be at. You don't want to meet, wow, what else could you do? Like, it gives that whenever they step into whatever scene they're stepping into, they're still in that show. So I know their stand routines is probably A1 from just looking at the field. That was really pretty. It was all together. I will say that some angles were off, but that happens, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, to see this, I'm just so like amazed to see them from what they were to now because they look so good. And it's not something to where like you can put them down for that. And like they definitely then came up. And I hate to say it, but out of all the routines that we've looked at today, they were the best ones. It was not Mounds College. Like Mounds College, they did do good with, adding in that dance corporation and, making it cute. But this was just, and I love a slow song. I love a slow. Um,
Yeah, I know.
with with flag work, I just feel like slow songs just make you like melt into the routine. This right
It
here made
does.
melt. Yeah, like you could feel everything that they were talking about. And they weren't talking. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it just brought everything together. And I feel like having them in the front like that was necessary. Like I think bands need to start doing that more, giving a full on feature to let them be right there in
Mm-hmm.
the front and dedicate that moment to them, versus like
Mm-hmm.
drilling all the time and all of that. Like, let's
Mm-hmm.
actually just let's look at them. Let's see what they have to offer because you never really get to see what color guard or flag has to offer. It's just always in the back or the side, like UAPB was. They gave a good little side. They did get in the middle, but this was nice. It gave them their time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
I just have
It
so many
is.
good things.
I just love, yeah, I agree with a lot of what you said. Their uniform makes them, it gives almost dancer vibes. If I didn't see them pick up the pole, I would have thought that was a dance team. Just like
Mhm.
you could tell that they give them equal shine and they're not an afterthought in the band program. And if they are, you wouldn't know it because it doesn't come across that way. You know what I'm saying? Their
Right.
uniform is right there at the same level of what you would see a dancer uniform at. They've been doing a lot of new flags or updated flags. They're not using the same traditional flag all the time anymore as in the past. Like I said, their feature, even the way they came on into their feature, gave almost dance presence, but with an apparatus. Like it just gave good energy. And again, to see them at this level, as you said, this is what it was giving just 3 years ago. So to
Yeah.
see the amount of work you could do in 2.5 years to get to this level shows that y'all have really worked hard, and this is the product of 2 hard years of transition. And it does take a while to transition.
I don't even think it took them a long time to transition. I think what they needed was the person in the position. That's what they needed. And
Mm-hmm.
the person that they have in the position now understands what they need because they were once them.
Mm-hmm.
So I always feel like it's
Mm-hmm.
necessary because I'm going to do it. Like even with PV, we need maybe two directors. Like maybe you could have an old head twirling thunder to keep still, alumni-ish for when alumni come around, they still feel a part. But you also have that person who kind of just left, and you could find somebody that would come back and be a full-time coach or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Let them have that piece how right here with TSU, how they have connected to the crowd today. You know what I'm saying? And they would connect, they're definitely gonna connect to the crowd from before too. They'd be like, wow, they don't even do nothing we used to do, baby. We used to just do a little whoop, 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 and we off the field. So it also gives the alumni something nice to come back to. Like what we're coming back to is continuously growing. Like our money is being put to good use versus we're still doing, same things. Which if you have like we have ET, that's our like one routine that we start off with. Of course, that's like the thing. But, I would just like to see more color guard teams get in the front of the band for sure. Let everybody see what's going on and get some cute outfits, y'all. It's no reason that y'all out here still looking like little boys. It's not even okay. And
Some of
then
that is band director. Band director and tradition. It will kill evolution. Band
yeah,
director and tradition.
Yes, and that's exactly what it is. Because at the end of the day, it's their band. So what they want to see is what's gonna be seen. You know.
Mhm.
But if they could do those few things and just start to incorporate like actual learning skills, because some girls do come to the team and make the team and have never been on a color guard team. So, more conditioning camps and stuff like that would be cool. And I feel like they should start doing, if there's close HBCUs, like do camps together with high schools and stuff, like
Mhm.
like kind of start bringing the HBCU color guards together, because it's not like it's so many. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And if we, because in the HBCU dance world, there's an industry there where they could come together. If they've graduated, they could choreograph together, create some stuff, and and you could still do the same within ours, but it's not done often. But like
Mhm.
if you seeing a J set and a Black Fox getting online and creating something, doing something, that's not irregular. But
Mhm.
seeing a um a Ocean Wave and a Twirling Thunder come together and create a camp, we never
Mhm.
seen nothing like that before. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I do feel
Mhm.
like there should be more of us coming together instead of the segregation, because I do feel like there's a lot of segregation when it comes to twirling and flag. But when it comes
Mhm.
to dance, they stick together, and I do feel like we as color guard, as twirlers, should stick together more so that we could bring more into the
Mhm.
program.
Yeah, I think too, band directors from the high school level have to push color guard more. I think
Yes.
for a lot of schools, again, color guard is an afterthought. They're the girls in the back. They're the girls who couldn't make the dance line. They are the
Hmm.
oversized. They are all the stereotypes we hear. But it's like if you give them someone who can pour into them and really push them and elevate them, whether they can teach them or bring in people that can train them, color guard makes a difference in the show. And if you don't see that, then you're not seeing the full picture. Um, we
Hmm.
are we're the frame around the picture. We're color guard is the frame around the band. It helps to
Hmm.
bring the picture together and hold it all together. And it's the move setter. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't see it or don't put the energy behind it so that it could flourish at the level that would elevate. And I think if some band directors got outside of the traditions, thought, and rituals and what we normally do and say, let's elevate it a little bit more, let's push it a little bit more, they would really see that their shows would take a new direction. But, a lot of people are very much, this is how it's been done, let's stick to the way it is. And unfortunately, it's the way it is. But again, this is why you see a school like TSU who has
Thriving.
taken thriving and you know even when they say it, same ocean, new wave, you see the
Yeah.
tradition, but you also see the new. It's not too much, but it's enough to still bring the school to a new level that it wasn't at in the previous administration.
Exactly. And so and that's what I'm saying. It's like they're able to understand, like whoever their directors are, they're able to put aside that
Mhm.
pride and that ego of what the past was, and saying, you know
Mhm.
what, we are moving on, we're in the 20th century, so let's go
Mhm.
ahead and figure out a way to make this make sense for our alumni and our current students. Because
Mhm.
alumni, yeah, they're coming to the games, but their biggest game is homecoming. Most of our kids
Mhm.
that are here are students today. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like you having to find that balance. And I feel like a lot of schools, as far as high schools, they don't find that balance, for one, because the district itself don't care about the balance. So that's
Mhm.
already the issue, because there's not a lot of funding for what we need. And no, a lot of people, parents, if we can't do some fundraisers and make it, they already out the equation, because they're not having as much money to put into things when the district is not putting anything in. And so I
Mhm.
feel like that's something else, but that's a whole nother topic for another type of situation. But when it comes to the schools, I know that there are a lot of colleges that do work with high schools and they try to get down there for different little days and stuff like that, which is
Mhm.
useful, but it also sometimes is a slap in the face to twirlers and color guard when we come and the only teams that they have are dance teams. And then you're like, or there may be one girl who flags, but she doesn't have a coach, she doesn't have anything, she's just kind of there. And it's like,
Mhm.
so you're not gonna even make it, babe. And you know what I'm saying? And not trying to be
Mhm.
funny, but like, you haven't had no coaching experience since you've been in this position. You've just been here because they've just been like, yeah, throw her out there. And then when it's time for her to make it, it's, it's hard because she doesn't know the material.
Mhm.
So I just feel like if there was a way to connect the two, and I don't know how, connecting the bands with the high schools and the high schools understanding the need, but it's going to take someone having a sacrifice, which means that someone's going to have to coach a team and not get paid, or
Mhm.
someone's going to have to step in for a team and not receive what they ultimately should receive in the end. And
Mhm.
that's where people not finna step back, because we are in real life still. You know what I'm saying?
We are. And trust me,
Yeah.
I coached all my years
Yeah,
free.
exactly.
So I totally get it, but I did it because I love watching the improvement of the people that I was able to work with. And that to me was pay enough at the time, But in
Yeah.
this part of my life, I can't do it no more. But I did it for over 10 years, absolutely free.
And that's a thing, like, that's amazing that you gave back that much time of your life
Mhm.
to, something that you felt, good about in your heart today, then
Mhm.
and now. However, you have to put you first. Like,
Yeah,
I'm saying, I gotta put me first, because at the
yeah,
end of the if you don't have anything in your cup, you're not even helping anybody. You're just there.
that's true. That is so true. Look, baby, Shamir came over here and gave us game, honey. Gave us game. And y'all know we always love when you stop by because you always give us some nuggets that we can always take back. It's always a good time.
I love a
Y'all look, say it.
I said I love a nugget or two.
Yes, yes. Look, give me a 5 piece.
I,
But y'all, look, we love that Shamiria dropped by and gave us her experience with color guard twirl. And we didn't get to watch dances, but she does it all. So she did give some understanding that but Shamiria, I can tell you, she can do all three. Okay. But with that being said, y'all, it's been such a good time. Look, we wasn't even supposed to be on here this long, but see, we done got to talking about all the good things
I know,
because we really see the need for color guard. And I knew that I wouldn't have nobody else talking color guard with me. If it ain't gonna be Quay, let me call Shamiria. Let me call because I know she takes it seriously and I know she sees what I see when we look at color guard. Like we see those elements that we're looking for, those things that need to happen for it to like make sense, right? So I
yeah.
knew I was like, let me call Shamira because I know she gonna look and be like, yeah, no. So yeah.
Look, a nice way, but if y'all need me, you can hit me up on Instagram at transform with Mimi. Spell
Mhm.
it out how you spell everything. Transform with Mimi. Emmy. And y'all can, reach me there.
Yes, I'll put it up on the screen. Transform with Mimi, and that's going to be her Instagram page. So again, you can hit her with Transform with Mimi there, and that's her Instagram. So she does color guard. She will do routines, whatever the case may be. So if you know you need your color guard to step to a new level, trust and believe she can get you there. She is one of our color guard teachers for Auxiliary Collegiate Way. She's been with us 2 years when we do that camp. And look, I've even brought her in before we did Auxiliary Collegiate Way to come work with my girls because I know that sometimes they need to see other people. They can't get used to just you because life is not just you. So I was like, hey,
Yeah.
Mimi, come in because I know she's going to be able to take it a level and show them some things that I don't do anymore. So it's always good to have that young blood, that fresh blood, that different perspective that can elevate your team and push them to new ways so that you can take what they give and incorporate it, how it fits into what you do. And it's always good. So look, if you want good color guard choreography, that's your girl. That's your girl right there. All right. So y'all, look, it has been a great time. I really appreciate Shamiria for stopping by and giving us her expertise, giving us her thoughts, giving us all the things that she gave us. So follow her on Instagram at Transform with Mimi. That's right, Transform with Mimi. And you can get more of whatever she does in life and all of her things that she posts about, as well as reach out to her for some good old choreography, color guard wise, okay? Because she knows what she's doing. Don't forget to like and subscribe to us on Passion in Performance, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find us there, Passion in Performance, not and, in Performance, Passion in Performance, okay? Don't forget also to stream us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and search States of the Auxiliary over there. All episodes are uploaded over there, so you can catch every episode. This will be there too very soon. All right, guys, it has been a great time. But before we leave, we have not asked our one question we always ask. Shamiria, what is your State of the Auxiliary?
My State of the Auxiliary right now, the last thing that I've seen is Homecoming. I did go to PV Homecoming. And cute. That's what I'll say. Cute. TT, that was cute. Also, I'll say that I just want to see more routines being done on the field versus like dancing and like things like that. Like, you could dance under the flag, please don't be a stick, right? But I just want to see more routines being done on the field with big flag, with swing flag, whatever it may be. Do your big one, but just more routine based, and also a feeling like people are enjoying what they're doing. Because I have seen some teams where I just feel like y'all just not giving me enjoyment. It's more like, I'm here, I came to practice, I came to the game, I'm just ready to get off, And if you really love doing, it will show through your movement. Like an example of TSU, it showed through their movement that they were happy to be out there on the field that day. So that's just something that I want to see more from teams. And I just want to see more color guard in teams as well. But we know that's coming. I can already see it. The teams are elevating their color guard. They're just doing the regular silk tosses, but I'm ready to see some 45s. Toss it behind your back. Let's go. But yeah, that's like really exciting when I see teams like do the full color guard, and they're of melanin. They have melanin in their skin. It makes me happy, because normally it's not the people like us that are doing the big color guard things, and if so, we're sprinkled within another team, but not a full on melanin team that's doing full color guard. Like, I want to see that at a HBCU.
I agree.
That's when you're gonna break all the color guard. Like, there's no way that nobody could be higher than them. Point blank, period. They're gonna be reaching the top. If someone puts me as the director of one of these HBCU teams, it's over. It's over for them. They're going to be like, oh.
I hope to see it. I hope to see it.
You would like
I want to see
it?
it.
I thought about it. That's honestly my set of the auxiliary. I thought about it. And I was like, I just don't know where I would go.
I would love to see it.
Yeah.
I would love to see it. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed that you will be a color guard director at someone's HBCU and elevate the level of guard work. You're going to put it in the atmosphere. It's out there. Y'all pray with us, agree with us, because the Bible says we're to agree. Hey, it's done. Okay. So look.
Hey, we said it.
All right, y'all. So with that being said, I think we are done for tonight. We'll see you next week with our week 11 and whatever teams are left, because I told y'all the season is ending for a lot of the conferences. The SWAC is still finishing out. And we will be having an Under the Spotlight coming real soon with a surprise guest. So keep your eyes out for that interview as well. Guys, it's been a great night. Thank y'all so much to my PB graduates that have come back and joined us. Miss Aaliyah Warren, Miss Shamiria Hall, giving us their feedback and their understanding of good auxiliary work. We appreciate you. And with that being said, guys, we are out. Bye.